My brothers and sisters, we're here. I cannot believe it. We are at our very first set of book reviews for the year, and I am so excited for you. First of all, let me just simply say this. This will be the only video of its kind. This will be the only video that we go over 3 books in a single video. And in the future, every single video that you get will be accompanied with a Bible study and will sort of become an outlier for so many other issues related to the book. And through the teaching of a single study, it should help you better understand what you're dealing with as you go through the specific book that you're going through in the time that you're going through it. Which means by the time you get to the end of the year, you are going to get 66 different Bible studies. By the way, that's a bare minimum. You'll probably get more than that because we're also going to dedicate some question and answer sessions to you. We are going to record some question and answer sessions where you will have these things available to you. And we are going to this year, more than any other years in the past, dedicate every bit of energy that we have to make sure you are incredibly well equipped in the Word of God. I know that by the time I meet my Maker, I want people to be able to say that God used me to give you the most that you could possibly have in your biblical education. Why? Because when your biblical education grows, so does your walk with God. And as your walk with God grows, so does your life, your fulfillment, your family, everything is just completely blown away as a result. So today we are going over some incredible books of the Bible. We're going over Genesis. We're going over Matthew. We're going over the book of Psalms. And here's the thing that I want to say initially right off the bat, because this one is kind of important and I don't want us to lose sight of this. When we get into these books, unlike in the past years, I'm not going to go over a lot of the technicals. I'm not going to go over the summary subjects. I've done that. As a matter of fact, I have extensively gone through that 3 times over now. And we've gone over all of the summaries, all of the parallels, all of the things you need to know, all of the pertinent facts, the history, the dating. We've gone over all of that. So you have 3 years worth of Bible book reviews. Yes, hundreds and hundreds of videos available to you in the BIBLEin365 app, and of course, in other areas where we post BIBLEin365 material like YouTube, Instagram, so on and so forth. But the other thing here that you need to understand is when we make these videos this year, you are going to get an integrated Bible study. So if you're looking for the background information, you already have it. You can go back there and you can look at it. But then this is going to give you a really uplifting, edifying time. And it's going to encourage you because I'm going to bring up Bible passages that I think are the most encouraging, and then I'm going to teach through them. So you're saying, okay, James, well, this must be a really long video because you're going over Genesis, you're going over the book of Psalms, and you're going over Matthew. So all of these Bible passages, man, they're going to be pretty involved. Well, here's the deal. I am going to accompany with this video 3 links to 3 different Bible studies that I have taught in the past. This will be the only time this happens. And of course, this is all related to our production schedule and the fact that we had to slap this on the new year pretty quickly, where in these Bible studies, you will have the ones that I would have taught for you today, but wasn't able to do so because of how tight the production has been over the holidays. Now, these Bible studies will edify you. They will encourage you. And I want to remind you of something. You can go to jamescadis.com anytime you want, and you can search out any topic, any subject, any Bible passage. And folks, my people tell me that if you were to play my Bible studies, starting from the beginning and never end them, you just played them back to back, there's 3 years worth of material. That's a lot of talking in the last 30 years. So it's pretty incredible, all the stuff that we have available to you. There's also the YouTube channel and many other places, but jamescadis.com centralizes everything. Now, I want to talk about Genesis because Genesis is indeed a book of beginnings. It is a book of distinctions. It is a book that lays out so much of what God has established for mankind and humanity. And it is also the perfect book to look to if you want to understand the very things that the devil is going to attack and the things he's going to come after. And what do we learn in the book of Genesis? We learn about Bible prophecy. The enemy seeks to attack that on a regular basis. We learn about distinctions like males and females, right? That gender is a function of language, but sex is a function of science. And so the enemy has done everything that he can to attack women. He's done everything that he can to attack the family and all of mankind. And of course, Genesis establishes all of those distinctions. As a matter of fact, perhaps one of the most notable of those distinctions is the fact that we were created in the likeness and image of God. And of course, as you look at all of these declarations that the book of Genesis makes, you can also see the various areas in our world today that the enemy is attacking. And so if you are able to equip yourself with a thorough knowledge of the book of Genesis, you will also be very capable of identifying when the enemy is attacking and how he's attacking. As a matter of fact, Genesis gives us a manual, a very distinct manual, on how the enemy actually seeks to deceive people and cause them to actually move in a different way that would take them away from their understanding of the Word of God, which, by the way, that will be the first Bible link that I'm going to give you. And that is a link to the area of Genesis chapter 3, which will show you very distinctly how the enemy seeks to twist up our minds and take us away from all of the distinctions. By the way, I'll also attach another Bible study link for the book of Genesis, and that is covering Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. And that is a remarkable passage. If you're discouraged, it is undoubtedly one of the ones you want to go through. Now, as we get into the book of Psalms, let me just tell you something. That is the book of all books on so many levels, because it is, yes, a book of poetry, and there is so much there. But if you will understand the foundations of what the book of Psalms is trying to provide for you, you will never lose sight of what is the most important. By the way, the book of Psalms is a remarkable book for Bible prophecy. There are so many biblically prophetic relevant passages that you will find in the book of Psalms. As a matter of fact, even when Jesus is hanging on the cross and he says, Ilahi, Ilahi, lama sabachthani, my God, why have you forsaken me? He's actually quoting Psalm 22, believe it or not. And so there's so many incredible things that you will find there. And of course, I will include for you a link to the 23rd Psalm, which is an incredible passage and one that I believe that will really encourage you in that teaching. And I will also include a link to Psalm chapter 1, which is also one of my favorite in the book of Psalms. So you'll get those links as well. And then we get into the book of Matthew. Now, of course, Matthew is an incredible book. It's one that I think is absolutely remarkable. And Matthew is riddled with Bible prophecy stuff. And for that, I will include a link on a Bible prophecy update that I literally did last night for New Year's Eve. You'll be able to have that. And then there is a link that I will include for you where I teach through a genealogy, or the genealogy of Christ, and why literally that proves that he is God. So we've got all these links that we're going to give to you. They are incredible. Charge up. This will be one of the busiest assignments you've been given. It's going to be incredible. We love equipping you. And just a reminder, reach out to us if you need anything. We are here to serve you. We want you to be blessed. We want you to grow. We want you to be excited about the Word of God. And we want you to know that all of this is well within your grip to be able to grasp. Why? Because God intended for you to understand this stuff. God intended for you to know this stuff. God created the circumstances necessary by which you can continue to grow in your life on a day-to-day basis. And folks, I got to tell you, God's faithful. He has given us so many incredible tools, and he's good. And his goodness and his mercy will endure forever because he's faithful. All right? I love you guys. By the way, near the end of January, we've got a Q&A coming up. We also have another book review coming that's going to include a Bible study. So looking forward to it. I love you guys. Keep fighting the good fight and continue to keep looking up to Jesus, because Christ could come at any moment for his church. And folks, we're all going to be a part of that. He's good. He's faithful. And that means, by the way, more than ever, we ought to be engaging in our community, engaging in our country, standing up in the political arena, doing the things that God has called us to do. Why? Because he's good and his mercy endures forever. And God has always been good. He always will be good. He'll never change. And that's why we seek out his word. We love you guys. God bless you. Keep fighting the good fight. And by the way, Happy New Year, and have a very, very blessed New Year as you seek the Lord, studying Him. He's going to bless you, you guys. God bless you.